This song is making me feel like I entered some kind of Twilight Zone. Hello, welcome. You may notice that there's a new command, and as well, I'm making use of a phrase that I realized the impact of in the stream title today, because I realized sometimes we play like a bunch of games and they have really long names, and there's a character limit. So I was like, okay, well, it's easy to just make a command for it. So if you type exclamation mark WUT like a word, then you get a list of things that we're doing today. Today we're doing something interesting. I'm going to talk to you about some things that I found out and some cool things that I found interesting and funny. As well, I'm going to talk to you about meaningless stuff as we play a bunch of game demos from the Indie Horror Showcase, which, if you don't know, is an event that's run by DreadXP, which is sort of... It's strange because it feels like they're everywhere when it comes to horror game content. And in general, it's interesting that they made their niche within horror games as a whole compared to every other genre out there. It's an event that they run yearly, and this year it just happened. I think like 2 or 3 days ago. I think 4 days ago. I'm gonna be honest. I have no sense of time frame. I have zero sense of time frame. So, have I been gone since Thursday? There's no way I've been gone since Thursday, right? Did I even stream? Did I stream the 26th? What happened? Like, how long have I been gone? I have no clue. Anyway, so it happened during the stream, so I couldn't watch it. And I don't like doing react content anyways. It's so boring to me. So I'm like, heck it. But it happened, so it's good. It's here. Is my chair too low? Yeah, it was. I can be a bit taller, I think. But before we get to that, I've got some things to show you, right? But first, let me link the Indie Horror Showcase. They have a VOD up for it, so you can watch yourself. A lot of the games have some demos now, but I want to show you some of the cool things I found. One, did you know that Wikipedia has an entry? Has an entry for the word "USSY," which is interesting. I didn't know this, but apparently, yeah, Wikipedia got real into, I guess, like modern day memery, which is strange because it's almost like, because right now, right, I think memes in general, it's hard to know what a meme is until you go to specific places. And memes, because of the way that they originate, it's very organic. Only those in the know, and those that don't know, right? And then, but the thing is like once you know, then now you know. So it takes a while to get into the know because you need to somehow decipher it. The thing about memes, though, is that as time goes on, they seem to morph from a very understandable state into what feels like word slop. Honestly, like I look at some of these and I'm like, some of these became like a word slop thing. What's interesting, though, is that I remember when it was named as the word of the year for 2022. That was funny. What I didn't know is that then warrants a Wikipedia article. So what we need to do, I think, collectively as a whole global society that lives on this thing called the internet, we need to collectively convince people that more and more words should be a part of Wikipedia simply by getting them into some kind of award situation, right? Either award of the year or disaster of the century. I don't really know, right? And it's interesting because it goes into great depth. It even references Bussy, which is pretty. I mean, Bussy is a classic one, but it's interesting to see that they even go over all the different variations. Sussy. I feel like Sussy is a whole different family of word, right? Because Sussy was just more like suspicious. I feel like Sussy was the result of Among Us around that time getting popular. Because I remember it feels like Sussy got really popular around the 2020s. And then Bussy got really popular around that time because everyone was like stuck indoors. So all the memery was like going crazy too. And so it felt like the two worlds collided to then make Among Us your Sussy. But I don't think it has the same vibe as like Bussy or or Pussy. I think it's actually a very different vibe, right? Compared to Bussy, because it's more about a feeling and less about like a thing, which is I think funny, but it's like funny in its own different way. It's funny if you know about Among Us. I'm not saying this like I'm trying to be like a meme scholar or like a meme gatekeeper. Oh yeah, the one the thick bit. Oh man, and the thrusty and stuff. So it's good. The hole in the center of this donut could be called a donutussie. Why in God's name did they choose this? Now, there's a whole bunch of these, right? You have like Clussy, Thrusy. You've got, Clussy is a strange one. Clown pussy. You have Grussy for Grinch pussy, Nussy, Nose pussy, Berdussy, referring to the words cloaca. Just pure brain rotting stuff. Yeah, exactly. And then you keep going down further and further. So like there's a whole different list of things here. So terminology of transgender anatomy. This is a great article because you look at this like word map and you see all the different things, right? Front hole, boy pussy, bussy. You know what I mean? Like a purse, vajayjay, stuff like that. Like a meat pocket, and that's some funny stuff. I love the ways that people get very creative with their naming. But then further down, if you look even further down, right, you get like a dick joke and stuff like that. But you also get put one's whole pussy into. And this is a Wiktionary article. So I think it's fascinating because like I didn't think that these platforms would be so modern in their takes. Because I always sort of feel like this language is very much relegated to just an online sphere. But I never think that, say, an institution like Wikipedia sort of would document this stuff. But then I realized that's sort of the point of Wikipedia. The point of Wikipedia is to be the knowledge base for everything, which is like all of this. You have time? Leave us a note. What is this? Give us a note. Hi, thank you for very much for giving us some time. We're particularly interested how you things you want. No, I'm okay. Please leave me alone. Which is nice because I feel like because again, unless you're in the know, it's very, very hard to know these things. But I really, really enjoy the fact that they try really hard to explain, put one's whole pussy into something. Because I feel like it's a very easily understandable phrase. And then you go even further, and then you get like surfing cunt or like cunty, right? This one took me a long time to figure out because at first I thought someone was like being all like mean to me and my wife, but like specifically me because they like said it to me. And then I realized, oh wait, they're actually like they're saying that I look good. I was like, thanks, man, appreciate that. Which is interesting. But I do like how it has all these different variations of it. So serve cunt, cunty, eating cunt. Although eating cunt is probably a whole different thing. Ate cunt, and obviously like this whole segment probably can't be on YouTube at this point. But there's another one that is interesting that I can't show you actually. It's one that specifically is sort of the origin of all of these called cunty. And it's resembling or characteristic of the female genitalia, highly objectionable, whatever. But particularly the way that it's used today, I think in like modern parlance, when you talk about somebody online, because no one ever uses it. Well, people still use it in the very misogynistic sense back then, right? But which was there back then, but it's still being used now. But nowadays, it's also being used in a more humorous light of like, you look good, but strongly feminine in appearance, which is like you look very cool, but also you look very good or cool within the LGBTQ world, right? Which is interesting too. The reason why I can't show you this is because it has it has a picture of two vases which resemble like the midriff down to the knee section of a woman's body. It's very Silent Hill 2 coded, right? And the caption is two cunty vases explanation in the sense of the third definition. which is really cool. It's really funny. And it's fascinating to sort of see this stuff like pop up. You may also notice a bit of slang actually in today's title. Chudai. I've been getting fucking bots on Twitter that have been sending me this shit like constantly. I get bots that have this word constantly. It's all porn bots, and I'm like, dude, can you stop fucking following me? So I learned because there's actually no information about what this means, but apparently on if you search online enough on like Reddit, someone will eventually explain. There's two words that I see floating around a lot on like Twitter, and I find Twitter to be such a fascinating space because even though it's gone downhill, there's still a bit of that like personality that shows through depending on who you follow, right? I mainly follow game devs and like weird shitpost accounts, so it's like you get 99% the funniest shit ever, and then like 1% the algorithm tries to sneak you something like awful. But for the most part, it's usually pretty good. What I find and what I tend to find is stuff like whatchamacallit, this like culture that seems to value hilarity, but in the form of like pure confusion, if that makes sense. And so what ended up happening is that the word chudai and the wata started popping up on the platform from like bots. And then the bots kept on using it, and then people finally figured out, oh, it's like wata means like what's up, and then chudai is like it's like a word in some of the language for like fucking. It's why every bot that has the word chudai has porn on it, and why every bot that has wata on it is just posting some stupid random meme. But then people started to realize that wait a minute, there were so many bots on Twitter that it affected the algorithm. So the algorithm now prefers those words. So I started seeing it from like normal creators, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit? Like, why do I see people keep using the word unironically to promote something?" Turns out, if you just put any post with that word on it, it goes fucking crazy in terms of metrics. So if you combine either of those words with some sort of content, obviously tailored to the word, like if you're an OF star, then you probably want something involving chudai versus wata, then you get pretty far. What's interesting is how it spreads, right? Because it's like you wouldn't even think that people would even care about this, but like I mean, I even posted one in the Discord where like a bot followed me and it specifically said "pay to come," and I was like, all right, this is a great statement, and I am kind of sad that "pay to come" did not get as popular as Pussy in Bio, right? And I've seen more Pussy in Bio bots than I've seen of pay to come. I feel like "pay to come" has a much more like aggressive tone to it that then makes it much more funny. Versus like a Pussy in Bio or even like a chudai. I feel like chudai is just almost like meaningless if you don't know the actual language, which is sort of the point of it. Give me a second. I need to do something with my computer. It's slowing down, and I know exactly why. Okay, go. It's why today's stream is in honor of those bots because they keep following me. I'm gonna move to Blue Sky or something, or just some other platform, or maybe I just stop using it because I don't even use it except to like follow people. I do kind of wish that every platform consolidate down to one. Like, I love monopolies when it helps me in life, and I hate monopolies when it holds me back. But the one monopoly that I wish that there was an information monopoly, such that I could have all this information consolidated into one place, and I wouldn't need to find it in the different places. It's fairly annoying. Another funny thing that I saw was such a funny comment. It was a comment on a librarian video, Librarian of Letourneau, which is like the Northern Lion sort of like fan cam channel. I don't know, like, what do you call it? You know what's weird is that it's weird that we have like a culture of fan cams. I still don't get it, but specifically in streaming, there's a lot of fan cams for like streamers. I'm like, holy shit! Like, there's a lot of people that like cut fan cam videos, and I kind of get it in the sense of like, you like who they are and you enjoy watching them and stuff. But there's a lot. Like, I didn't expect it to that degree of both quality and like time, but I enjoy it because it makes the content almost like not bearable. I feel like bearable is a terrible thing to say, but it makes it easier to watch when you don't really have much time for yourself, so it's good. But there was a comment, and in the clip he was talking about the Stanford prison experiment and how it's crazy how an entire multiple generations of people have grown up on a lie. And the top comment I feel like hurt me in my confidence rating. The top comments hit my confidence like no other, and it specifically said, I know that the Stanford prison experiment is real because look at all the countless numbers of was it Gmod and the Counter-Strike jailbreak servers. And I was like, how do you come up with that stuff? You know what I mean? Because my entire time here is me trying to come up with like bangers like that. And I'm like, I'm lucky if I get it maybe like once a week, maybe once or twice a week. But to come up with a banger like that, to relate it to something so common in many people's lives, to relate it to something that many people sort of understand, and then to do it in such a way that is so absurd of an argument so as to be funny, it's so effortlessly, it feels like, as a one-off on a video that like... What's crazy is that you go on these video comments, right? And you see literally masterpieces that you would never see again. And it's like if tomorrow YouTube died, or the algorithm goes crazy and deletes all your comments, it's gone forever. And I always think about that, because even that whole Dark Academia era thing, when we were looking around, there were so many amazing pieces of writing where people put their whole pussy into it. And I was like, it's going to disappear at some point. And we don't, we don't capture this inside books or something. And it makes me realize that, like, wow, like, we might see the Library of Alexandria burn tomorrow, right? And it's not Alexandria; it's a YouTube comment, ecosystem. And as soon as the bots come in and they change the algorithm of like what's shown, it all changes, man. But God, was it such a good comment that made me question sort of my level of humor, and it did make me realize I need to be a bit more entertaining, at least for myself. I do need to be at least somewhat more entertaining, entertaining for myself. But that's why today is a very chill day. That's why I started very late as well. Today, there's a lot of games, as you can probably imagine. When you type in the exclamation mark what command, there's like, I don't know, 7, 9 games. Those are all demos. So again, today is the Indie Horror Showcase demo day. I couldn't get to it because I was busy yesterday thinking I was going to go get my wisdom tooth yanked. And then basically this dentist is my second opinion. She's a long-term family friend, so she was like, "Hey, I'll check out your like, teeth before you yank it out, because when you were younger and when she checked it out, she was like, it's fine." So I go back and she's like, she opens my mouth, does that mirror check thing, closes my mouth. It's so funny to me because she's older now. So I remember when she was younger, she didn't need the like, glasses. Now she's older, she needs them. Lifts her glasses up to her forehead, puts her hand on my shoulder while I'm lying down with my mouth kind of like all like drooly with the like suction cup in, right? The like suction tool in. And she's like, "Yeah, you don't need to yank it out. Like your jaw is actually way too big." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, so your mouth is large enough to accommodate it." And I was like, "Oh, cool." But specifically, she was also like, "It's actually growing in perfectly." And I was like, "Oh, great, perfect." So yeah, apparently my wisdom teeth are good. She said actually the reason why it was painful is specifically because of the gum splitting and because of my eating habits. I tend to eat and chew pretty far back, probably because I like using my wisdom teeth. And so she's like, because she reminded me, she was like, before, a long time ago, you came in because your gums were hurting when you were chewing, and it's because your top wisdom teeth kept like hitting it. And I was like, yes. And she was like, it's because your mouth is too big. And I was like, is it a compliment, or is that like, because from a dentist, it's like, it's very clinical, but it's like, I don't know if she's saying that as like a good or a bad thing. So I took it as a good thing because I didn't want to, I wasn't in the mood to be offended. And she was like, yeah, cool. So just keep your wisdom teeth. The gums are going to split. Take some time and I'll tough it out and you're good. I was like, oh, awesome. And she was like, anyways, let's go into the cleaning. And I was like, what? So I was like, okay, we'll do cleaning, I guess. I wasn't really here for late. So then she starts the cleaning, right? And then a memory hit my head. I remember going to her before for cleaning, and then I stopped at some point. But I forgot why. It's been like 10 years since I've seen her. But like she's a family friend, so we still talk. And I remembered why. She's a very old school dentist who is very good at what she does. But like very good. Like my teeth feel amazing. But it's the day after. She comes from a time when anesthetic was probably seen as more of a cost center as well as a liability in terms of the safety of it. And which, I mean, to this day, I still wouldn't just take anesthetic for no reason. But like, I've been to like a newer place and an older place. In the newer places, it all feels like they do some level of either local anesthetic, or they might even inject anesthetic, which I'm not really sure if I enjoy. She was just like, yeah, no, just like sit there, deal with it. And then she saw me because I had my hands on my chest and I was like, really gripping hard because the pain was like getting pretty wild. And she's like, it hurts because you haven't come in a while. And I was like, I don't know if that's the reason why. I'm gonna be honest, because like, I feel the weird, like, suction or the weird plaque breaking water jet nozzle stream hit my gum in a very particular angle that makes me feel like she just cut open my entire gum. And I'm like, I don't know if it's because I haven't come in a while or if it's because it really does hurt. Anyways, that's why I was gone yesterday. That's why I'm here today, because my wisdom teeth are still in and it's fine. So I just have to deal with the pain and the swelling sometimes, but we're good to go. We're playing a bunch of Indie Horror Showcase demos. Sorry, that was a long sidetrack. My brain is kind of all over the place because I was really prepared to not stream for a while, so I kind of turned off my brain. And I don't know about tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream is sort of iffy, and I'll let you guys know by end of stream. My wife is actually going to be home later, and she'll be here watching me stream, which is going to be very interesting because I usually don't stream around her because I get very self-conscious. But she wanted to see me stream live in front of her, and she was like, I'm going to watch you from the phone. And I was like, honey, you can just watch me live. Like, you have the opportunity to see me live. And she's like, yeah, but you're funnier on the phone. So we'll see how it goes. But if she wants to hang out tomorrow, because we wanted to go on a picnic date, but if it's too cold, then we'll see. But at least for today, it's going to be a fairly stacked day. We're gonna end sometime around 6 hours or so. I think that's how long this will take. Shouldn't take too long, but there's a lot of things to go through. I need to be right back though. I need to use the washroom really quick, and I'll be right back, and then we'll get started. BRB. Okay, let's get started. This first one, I have no clue how to explain this one. But I'll read sort of the Steam description of this once we get into it. I just need a moment to set this up because there's a bit of a weird setup to this. I think it's a weird online game thing. Well, you'll see in a moment. I have no clue what games we're playing in terms of like feeling from here on out. So this is well, I mean, it's sort of the thing always that you can just leave the stream whenever you want. I don't really give a shit. But we're gonna be playing games that sort of seem to go across multiple different types of genres. I started with those two specifically because they're much more action-packed. But from here on out, it's going to be very different in terms of pace and feeling. So just be ready for that. I have no clue what to expect here. I'm just kidding. It's okay, streamer. It's okay, streamer. You don't need to beat the demo to beat the real game. I'm done, actually. I have to go. So, yeah, today was going to be a short stream anyways. This game took up all of our time, but we played some really interesting games today. I genuinely think that these demos were very cool. And again, I'll recap the demos that we played today. We played Blood Typers, we played Whisper Mountain Outbreak, and we played just now White Knuckle. All three games are very interesting. I think Blood Typers is a fantastic game as well. I really enjoy everything that we've seen so far, and it's so creative. Like it makes you go like, God. Again, it harkens back to what I said earlier today of like, how do I become this creative, right? As I show you the monstrosity that is Passport 2, staring at his poop in the toilet. So yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. My wife is sick, so we're not going on a date tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, but maybe Silent Hill 2, because we need to finish that game before Halloween ends, before everything's over. Halloween will be streaming as well. My wife will probably be here as well. And then again, as stated, November is all Sandbox Day, so we're going to see if I can actually make a game on Sandbox. I've been spending a lot of time narrowing down what the design document for it is, so I know exactly what I want, and in general, how I want to go about it. So that's sort of been most of my time, as well as some interesting things you'll see in the main channel soon. Like this time, for real, you'll see some weird things on the main channel. It's some stuff that I've been cooking for a while that I thought would be fun to make like a voice reel of sorts, because maybe it'd be fun to get into voice acting. But let's see. We'll see how it goes. Good night, everyone. See you all tomorrow. And please play these games for yourself. You know what? Play White Knuckle. Time yourself. Time yourself. See how far you get. Let us know in the Discord. And we'll compare heights. Bye, everyone. Is anyone else on, actually? Should I check? Actually, yeah. Let me check. I never check if anyone else is on, because I usually end before other people are on. Because everyone that I know that raids me is in Europe. But let's see if anyone's playing this game, actually. White Knuckle. Because I want you to go there, and I want you to like look at them and watch them play. Hey, Harmonious Grand. Remember, do you guys remember the raid message? Do you remember the raid message? The raid message is, we forgive you, okay? I want it to be as ambiguous as possible, but I also want them to like feel almost like fearful of me, okay? It's we forgive you. So remember to use the raid message, we forgive you, and whatever emote you think makes sense. Just make it like, I don't know, what's like a good emote? I don't know, whatever follower emote that you have from me, use whatever follower emote that you have from me and just say, we forgive you, okay? We're going to go raid this person, and we'll see how it goes. Yes, exactly. Well, they might not have 7TV, so again, just do we forgive you. Bye, everyone.